Hey, Bruce Becker here for a technique check-in. Let's talk about the flams. I have a nice flam flow that will give you a little bit of a nice aspect to doing our flam accents with a resolving one flam tap to turn it around and make it a left-hand lead. So we're going to play this in 16th notes. And what we're going to do is play 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E, flam tap, left hand lead. So this is a good one. Again, I'm all about little calisthenics and building up these little arsenals of practice whereby you have in your back pocket a multitude of little warm-ups and little breakdowns that will assist you in building up a better technical flow. Remember, technique is not something that you pass out on and stop. It's a continuing theme, and if you want to extend your shelf life, you want to stay steadfast to those building blocks. So here we go. We're going to put this at 64. Remember, we don't need to just spend our time on the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. We need to fill in the gaps and sometimes do some different numberings. So 64 BPM. I'm going to get my quarter note pulse and my hi-hat sitting underneath that. And here we go. 2, 3 E and 4 E and up. 1. So a nice, easy flow. You can push this one as you get more comfortable. It's one of those exercises that I would use regularly for practice. And again, just a simple check-in. Again, I'm all about the calisthenics, so that's what these check-ins are about. It's just a little nudge, a little push to see how you're developing and add a little bit more to what you're practicing. Remember, these don't have to be all consumed in one day. You can practice one calisthenic one day and bring it back maybe 5 days later. But have them in your arsenal and ready to go. So in addition to the flams, let's check in with the halftime shuffle and see how things are manifesting. I have a pattern where we're going to do the halftime shuffle, and we're going to juxtaposition that with a 6/8 halftime pattern. What is that? It's essentially a double paradiddle, but I'm going to add one sticking that will double. So my double paradiddle would be but on that last note of my left hand, I'm going to double it with my hi-hat pattern. So it's going to be add a little spice to it. So we'll play the shuffle. We'll do that for 4 bars, and then we'll do that 6/8 halftime, or think of it as a double paradiddle with one extra little note. Don't get confused. You'll see it on the notation. It'll be quite clear. And make that a new flow. Again, these check-ins are all about pushing you forward. So let's hit this at 60 BPM. We will subdivide that quarter note into eighth notes so that we hear all those eighth notes, and we'll play 4 bars of the halftime shuffle to 4 bars of our double paradiddle / 6/8 halftime and see how the two mesh together. Great exercise, really cool to work on your flow so that you have some off-ramps with your patterns as you go through your development. So let's make this easy. We'll do 4 bars of the halftime shuffle to 4 bars of the halftime 6/8 pattern. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so a nice addition to your halftime shuffle, putting in this little spicy double paradiddle / 6/8 pattern to walk you through another addition to what you can do with halftime shuffles. In addition to our check-in, let's go through and talk about some funkiness. So I have a inverted paradiddle. So taking the paradiddle, you have those right, left, right, right, left, left. We have basically 3 other arrangements of that. And the first one that I would say is probably more generally used would be the right, left, right, left, right, left. That can make a really nice funky pattern. So you could play that between the hi-hat and the snare drum. You'll have some nice sensibilities to that pattern by playing a funky pattern. Just 4 on the floor, make it simple, and we would play. So this is, again, under the guise of advancing some paradiddle work, and let's see how this works for you. Let's set this at a 90 BPM. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, the concept of getting funky is just about thinking about some stickings that are in the paradiddle field. So if you can get comfortable with that inverted paradiddle, that can add some nice spice to the general idea of sitting in a funky paradiddle headspace. So in terms of what you want to do for the assignment is steadfastly go through your calisthenic of your flam accents, resolving with that one flam tap, and feel that that is adding to your, again, your arsenal of pad work. Go through and check into the halftime exercise with our halftime triplet 6/8 / double paradiddle part of it. And then adding to the coolness of the funk, you got the inverted paradiddle. So all good stuff to check in with. And I just want to send you all off with a good thumbs up to continue your practice. Keep sticks in your hand, keep steadfast to your practice, and you will see results. So hang in there. Bruce Becker, peace.